You will never win. That was pathetic.
What's up, fellow collectors? Today I am talking about the Mortal Kombat Deluxe Shao Kahn. He's from the 20th anniversary series that Jazwares came out with. Very cool looking figure in the box here. He looks really big in the packaging. Looks like he stands about 7.5 or 8 inches tall, but we'll see exactly. He comes with his hammer here, you know, that he's always beating you down with in the game. On the back here, you can see what it says about Shao Kahn. Go ahead and raise the camera up. Get a picture of what Shao Kahn looks like, and then you get a nice long biography about Mr. Kahn here. So if you want to read this, go ahead and pause the video. Then below it tells you can also get Liu Kang and Goro, part of the 20th anniversary line as well. So I'm going to go ahead and open this guy up and review it. Alright, I got this guy opened up, and I gotta say, right out of the package, I'm actually pretty impressed with the build of this figure. I didn't have any sort of loose, floppy joints, which is kind of what I seem to get mostly out of the Jazwares Mortal Kombat stuff, unfortunately. But this guy is actually really awesome. I only have a few gripes here and there, which I'll get into in more detail later in the review. All I can say is that as far as his articulation and joints go, they are pretty much top notch, and it's probably the best figure I've seen out of Jazwares in that regard. He comes with his signature hammer, which I think looks really awesome. You got the Mortal Kombat Dragon logo at the top there, some nice spikes and rivets on the side, some nice gold inlays, and a nice brown rope detailing on the hammer. Looks really good. And this is made out of a floppy piece of plastic, which is really good for kids because most likely kids are going to be using these. And, you know, if this was a hard plastic, it'd probably be breaking a lot. This hammer is also really awesome because it fits right into his hands. Bam, just like that, no problem. And then he's ready to start smashing on you. Mortal Kombat style, you know, Shao Kahn, he's always got his hammer, he's throwing it around, and it really does some damage in every game I've played for the Mortal Kombat line. Anytime he hit you with that hammer, man, that was like nearly a half your health, depending on what difficulty you're playing on, of course. Now, going into the detail with this figure, I do think that the armor sculpt looks really nice, and I really like the paint applications everywhere on the armor. I really like those yellow inlays on the shin guards and all over the place. They just really make his armor pop out at you, and I really like all these spikes here. I think that looks really good. All the way up to his gauntlets here, I think that looks really nice. And just this guy just looks massive, and that's the way he should. He's a boss character. He's got to look more massive than, you know, the normal characters that you would play as. I really do like his belt here. I think that looks really good. The back looks really nice as well. Don't really have too much to say about that, but I am really happy with the way it turned out. The only thing I don't really like so much are his eyes. Once again, Jazwares has gotten me a figure that has some cross-eyed action going on, and not really a fan of that. Does make it look kind of silly when you do close-ups with animations and stuff, you know. I don't want to have a cross-eyed Shao Kahn looking at somebody before he smashes them with his hammer. And then for some reason, I don't know what's up with this, but maybe, I don't know, they wanted to censor out his nipples for some reason. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I'm probably actually going to be taking some paint and just painting over that with just a nice flesh color, because that just looks really weird, like he's got some nipple tassel action going on, and you know, I don't really want that to be represented in my action figure collection. Pretty sure that's not the way it is in the game, so yeah. Now here's a quick size comparison. This is Jax from the same line of figures. He stands 6 inches tall, and you can clearly see that Shao Kahn is taller than him, and he's a lot more muscular and built looking, which is very accurate to the game and the fiction of it all. I really do appreciate that element of the character is respected in remaking the figure of him. I do really think that looks great. Shao Kahn's about 7.5 inches tall, and he just looks really, really awesome. Very towering and menacing over Mr. Jackson Briggs. And just for fun, I wanted to bring out the 4-inch version of Shao Kahn in comparison to the 7.5 version. I think that looks really just funny to me. Like, you know, Shao Kahn's got a little baby Shao Kahn action going on. Now, as far as the articulation goes, everything is very nice. His head is on a ball joint, but unfortunately he can't look up and down because of this armor limiting his range of motion. Now, he could do 360 at his upper shoulder here, 360 at the bicep, and then he's also got a ball hinge wrist. He's got some articulation at the torso here, not a whole lot, and then he can also twist. You can kick out pretty far, which is actually really, really nice for the Mortal Kombat figures. And, you know, you can actually get him to balance on one leg, which I think that looks freaking awesome. You know, you can't really get a whole lot of action figures in general to be able to do that, let alone Shao Kahn doing it is freaking sweet. And then he can also swivel up here just a little bit. He's got a ball hinge knee and some ball hinge ankles. So overall, I do think that Mr. Shao Kahn is very awesome. I would highly recommend picking him up if you're a fan of Shao Kahn or you're a fan of Mortal Kombat action figures like I am. I absolutely had to have a deluxe version of Shao Kahn, and I'm in the process of collecting all the other Mortal Kombat lines as well, from the newer Mezco figures, which I'll be doing reviews on as soon as I get my hands on them, to the older lines, even going back to the Palisade stuff. I'm just a huge Mortal Kombat fan, and I just absolutely love collecting the figures and doing animations with them. And I think Jazwares did an amazing job with this guy, even though I have my gripes here and there. So check out my channel, guys. I got a ton of other Mortal Kombat action figure reviews on there, as well as I do animations. I also collect other lines as well, like Mega Bloks, Halo, Walking Dead, Star Wars, pretty much all that good stuff. So I will see you guys all in my next review, and thank you all so much for watching.
Outstanding.